Hey beauties, it is your favorite girl, Jessica Nicole. And in today's video, I will be giving you guys my 2019 foundation routine. I don't know what it is, but I feel like every year I get a new foundation routine. But as an artist, things change, you grow, you learn things, and I learned a new way to do my foundation, and I feel like the way that I do my foundation now is super flawless, and I like the way it looks, and everybody always asks me what foundation I have on, so I mean, I'm doing a pretty good job or whatever. But anyway, if you guys want to see my updated foundation routine, I need you to stay tuned. But before we get into this video, I want to shout out my gang. You guys are so amazing. I love you guys so much, and thank you for always being here with me, even when I leave y'all for a little bit. So yeah, hope you guys enjoy this video. Like, comment, share, subscribe, follow me on all social medias, and enjoy. So as you guys can see, my face is already moisturized, and so is my lips. So all we're gonna do is get straight into the video. Now, some things in my foundation routine has not changed, but some things have. So let's get to it. So first things first, we're going to start off with primers. Of course, we're going to prime the skin, but I do not use any mattifying primers. I only use pore filling primers just right here in this little area where I have pores and fine lines, and that is basically it. So I'm going to use what's left of this little pore filler primer from NYX, and I'm just going to put that in areas where I have pores. I'm just going to use a little bit of this Kat Von D lock-in spray. To me, this is really good for just locking in my primer. So I'm just going to spray this all over my face. So now we're going to go ahead and color correct. And like I said, guys, there's some things that don't change. And this is one of the things that will not, because when I don't wear color corrector, I get some little shadows. So by the way, I have like this little case from Morphe where I keep my brushes now. I used to like keep them open, like out in the open, but now I keep them like locked in this little thing. I'm gonna get another one so I can separate like my face and eye brushes, but this thing right here, Morphe, that saved my life, okay? So now that that is done, I'm just gonna use one of my foundations that I have here. Little backstory, the shade is wrong, but that was my fault. My friend works for NARS and she got gratis, and I gave her the wrong shade, and I thank her for giving it to me, but that was my fault. I gave her the wrong shade, so now I'm just gonna use it until it's done. I just put 4 pumps of the NARS Natural Radiant Foundation on the back of my hand, and I'm also going to use a brush. Now you guys know I love sponges, but after training with Morphe, I have not used a sponge. So yeah, I will be using the Y6 brush. This brush is so amazing for foundation. So just take my brush and I'm just gonna blend this into my skin. So I do like tapping motions. Sometimes I'll do like a little drag move with it as well. But this is like the perfect way to get your foundation like in there. And like, I don't know what it is about this brush. They have another version. They have a couple versions of it, and I've tried them all, but I feel like this one gives me the most airbrushed look. That's how I feel about my skin right now. I know it's off, but that's where the concealer comes into play. But yes, yes. So for concealer, as you guys know, I like a really hydrating concealer. Anything too cakey or too thick will make me feel dry under my eyes. So I'm going to use this Too Faced Born This Way concealer. I'm not using the newer one. I'm using the old one because it is very hydrating. So I'm just going to put that under my eyes. I'm not going to bring it all the way up. I'm just going to keep it in this area right here. And usually I just blend the concealer upward into that area. Hope that makes sense. I'm gonna do my jaw as well. I don't do this in my usual foundation routine, but again, because this foundation is a little off and I gotta make it work, so I'm doing that. But if the foundation was the right shade, I would not have to do this. I would literally just do my forehead, my nose, and under my eyes. I wouldn't do this whole bottom area. At this point in my life, I am super into cream contouring. So what I'll be using right now is my ColourPop concealer, and this is in Deep Dark 54. And I'm just gonna put that right here in this little area, right on top of where I make those lines. And that is all I'm putting on my face. And I'm going to take my M436. This is the smallest stippling brush that Morphe makes. And I'm just going to blend that out. And of course, I'm using a stipple motion. So I'll be just stippling this back and forth until it is completely blended. Doing this is what makes you get streaks with stippling brushes. So if you are a stippling brush kind of person, of course, doing this will give you a more airbrushed kind of look with brush. If you hear any crying, it is my neighbors, okay? They got a kid, it's always crying. I used to use the e.l.f. stippling brush, but I always found myself having to buy them over and over again because they would fall apart so quickly. But I feel like that's just with a lot of stippling brushes. So now that that is blended, I'm going to go in with the M173 brush and I'm going to blend out my concealer. So like I said, guys, I do not use sponge anymore other than to set my face. I'm just going to bring my jawline concealer down first. So I usually leave my under eyes for last, so I'm just going to start with my chin first. And when I'm blending out my concealer, I do the outsides first because I'm going to sheer out that area first so that, you know, it blends easier. So I'm going to sheer out the outside area with the brush, and then I'm going to go into the middle and just blend that as well. Alright, so everything is blended to its complete capability, so I'm just going to go back in with my Y6. I did not apply any extra product to it, but if you feel like it's just spreading your concealer, I use whatever's left on the back of my hand, and I just blend the outside of my concealer like so. I'm just going to get the outside. Okay, so I'm going to be using my Sacha Buttercup powder to set my face. So what I do is I take off as much as I possibly can off the sponge and of course do a little tappy tap. And I'm going to take my brush, blend out underneath my eyes, and quickly set. And you guys know I completely press in this powder into my skin. This is going to sit for a second and then I'm going to go ahead and dust it away. So while I let that sit, I'm just going to take my Y6 and I'm going to just rub all of the product out of the brush, all of the liquid foundation. Alright, so now that my Y6 is completely cleaned off, I'm just going to go with the brush. I can't tell you guys what powder this is yet, but I'm just going to dust away my chin with this brush and just where my jawline is, where I cut. And I'm going to take the same powder, dust around my chin and bridge up the nose, under the eye. This powder is really soft. I'm going to use my Morphe setting mist. I'm going to just spray my face really quickly. And I don't care what anybody says, this feels so amazing. So now that my face is dry, I'm going to go ahead and do my eyebrows and probably a quick eye look off camera. When I come back, we're just going to finish off the face. The end part of the face is super quick. I'm back. Alright, time to bronze. So usually when you guys see me bronze, I will use this brush right here. I've had this brush for 5 years. Why is it still holding on? I don't know. But now I use something like this. It's easier for me to use. And for my bronzer, I'm going to use Showmance from Morphe. This is the darkest shade, and it is pretty dark for me. So I got to use a light hand, but I'm going to go in with the M527, and I literally just do one of these, and I use both sides, so I tap it like right in the middle. I smile, and I just rub it right up in here. You see what it's doing? And I just keep rubbing. But if you don't want to do it that way, you can always just do a little tapping motion. That works as well. And it actually like blends really nice when you do it that way. The sun just shining in my house. If you want, you could go in with the darker side because it's like a shimmer side and a dark side. I just use both. So yes, when I bronze now, it does have a little bit of shimmer. You can go in with the darker side to contour, but I feel like it's a little too red to do so. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with my same Makeup Geek contour powder. I will be using the R10. And I use literally that amount because this thing is so pigmented, and you guys know I had it for a long time. I'm still going to smile again so that I can see like right there. If you don't want to smile, of course you can do one of these. But that brings the product down instead of lifting your cheeks, and I learned that from one of my trainers at Morphe, Tim. He said to smile and you can see exactly where you can lift the cheekbone. So I'm gonna go in with Sun Power as well because I love the warmth from Sun Power, and you guys know I used to use it as blush. Well, yeah, do the same thing. And all this is going to do is blend the two together and just warm up my cheeks a little bit more, because you guys know I don't really wear blush, even though a lot of people always tell me you should try it. Last thing to do is highlight. So when I'm doing highlights, I like, well right now, I like using this brush. This is the M451. Morphe just dropped these brushes recently. And I saw the brush at work and I was like, oh, it's cute. But then I saw that it was like flatter and stiffer. So I felt like it could blend highlight a lot better. So I decided to get it. And highlight right now I'm going to mix. So I'm going to be using Mirage from Morphe. And I'm also going to use this Kiko eyeshadow that I've had forever in 208. To go put on my lip. Go put on my hair because I know the steamer wigs, and I will be right back. Okay guys, so here is your finished look. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like I always tell you guys, like, comment, share, subscribe, follow me on all social media, and I'll see you guys in my next video.